it's great. It's been a long time coming. I think it's great to see all these guys, man, that I haven't seen in years. Fans, I mean, it's funny, man. It's been almost 20 years. They do not forget. They do
How
not
did
forget.
this come about for you? Why was it important for you to come back now with new ownership and everything?
Honestly, it's been the groundwork. Tim Hightower, man. And for some reason, he reaches out to me a couple years ago when he got here, and I'm sure he did that with a number of guys. And it was just all about getting us back here. And I just felt like the timing was never right until now. And, I'm just glad we're here.
Champ, what do you think about this revival of the fan base and maybe even the revival of the franchise a little bit here?
Yeah, look, there's no fan base that deserves winning more than here. And I'm just happy to see that the energy is back. We all know it takes a lot to build a winning team. The culture has to change. A lot of things have to change. But one thing about it, when you have great leaders, great things can come.
What's it like to be back, Champ?
It feels great, man. This is the team that drafted me, right? And I've always said I wish I had a better connection with the team that took a chance on me when I was a kid. And now as a grown man, in hindsight, looking back, man, I'm so appreciative of that. And to be able to come back and be here and be part of this family again, it means everything.
What kept you away?
I think as a person, we always want to feel welcome somewhere, right? Like, obviously, I spent 10 more years when I left here playing in Denver. But I've also been away from Denver for about 10 years. so there's been this gap, but you always want to feel welcome in anybody's house. And now I feel very welcome. And that's why I'm here. That's why it took that long. Things could have happened faster, but it just didn't. But I don't look back.
What makes you feel welcome now?
Just the consistency of the outreach, and the contact. They've been engaged for a long time. And it didn't happen overnight, but it happened when it needed to. Yeah.
Next week is sort of your game with Denver.
Yeah,
and
right.
Will you be there?
I'll be there.
What jersey were you on?
Oh,
You one of those flip
I might wear my gold jacket. How about that? I'm gonna wear my gold jacket. Yeah, but it's Alumni weekend randomly in Denver. So, and they play the Commanders. So it's only fitting. Right? It's only fitting. All good though. All good.
What is Josh Harris? What role has Josh Harris played at all in getting you back here, or have you had a conversation?
I haven't yet, right? But I'm very aware that this is part of their thing. Like, they want to get guys back in the building, make us feel welcome. I'm all for it, man. I think we're the ones that can help champion this franchise, and I want to be a part of it.
Doesn't look like it used to look, but it's sure trending that way. Yeah, and it's I think it was a smart move to include us old wily veterans. I think that's always smart. I don't think you can know where you're headed or where you're going to be if you don't look to the past for some kind of. I really think we should be in the locker room having these conversations with the players.
Okay.
But this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah. What do alums talk about when they talk about this team?
Well, in the past, how inefficient they are. Going forward, I'm hoping to be positive.
Yeah.
My wife always says, "Stop telling people the truth." I'm like, babe, I'm sorry. I don't have to, Joe Gibbs isn't policing me.
Right.
I don't have to say they're all tough suckers, because they're not. Some of them are pushovers.
Wait, Conover wasn't a tough sucker? No.
And I just think, we're hopeful.
Yeah.
We're hopeful that this group will turn it around. And, a couple of stats. I'm excited about this defense, but doggone it, 1991. Do you remember what happened in 1991? Remember how many points we scored? You remember how many takeaways we had? You remember how many shutouts in one season?
Right.
3?
Yep.
Do you know that there haven't been any since then? What is going on? What about defense? That's how you win. So, I pay attention to the defense.
Right.
Hi, Donna. Let me just tell y'all, be honest. I'm being honest these days. I haven't watched because preseason is preseason. We used to lose preseason games and then win a Super Bowl. So don't get all hyped over preseason. But everything we should be focusing on is now. You're here and now. It doesn't take 3 years, 5 years to build a franchise. You can build it overnight because there's trades and all kinds of stuff that goes on now. Look, hey, I'm going to talk about prime time because why not? Deion Sanders, look what he's doing. So you don't have to build something over a generation. So we can win today. We can win now. Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, y'all want to, remember how it used to be around here? Man, that's exciting to me. That's why I'm here. No, I was saying that the defense is what wins championships. But you can say anything you want, and I know that's cliche-ish, but we proved it over and over again. And so I'm excited about the talent they have in place. And I'm just saying, if you have the talent in place, you got to prove. You got to put it on every week. I don't care if somebody's injured. You plug another guy in. You better have 2 and 3 positions at every position. And if you don't, you have them waiting in the locker room, standing by to be the next one. You're always, Martin Mayhew knows, Martin Mayhew better be pulling the next guy up, having them standing in the ready if a guy goes down. I mean, one guy shouldn't end your season. And I'm telling the truth, and sometimes that can be brutal. But I'm excited. We were excited. And now, you got to put up. So, $40 million in improvements in the stadium. I can't wait to see that. And other things. Magic Johnson. Hey, Magic is a proven winner. You don't have to say anything else. You can drop the mic. Magic Johnson. But this is football, not basketball, not soccer, not baseball. I don't know how he's going to do, but I'm very excited about it.
Do you have any passionate thoughts about the stadium?
I'm not passionate at all. Yes. I'm in the construction industry. Did I mention that? I'm in construction. Charles Mann Enterprises, by the way. Huh?
You want to build the stadium?
You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that. Now I've got to be, walk that line. No. I would love to be a part of it. Oh, kickoff's at 1, y'all. Joe T, who talks more than I do, is telling me to shut up. Okay. All right, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. No, Charles Mann Enterprises has partnerships, and we're looking forward to maybe having an opportunity. I mean, with whatever happens with the stadium. That's all I'm saying.
You've been around the franchise consistently for a while.
Yeah.
What change do you notice now?
I think first of all, a lot of things that transpired off the field are gone. And there's a great focus on what's on the field, focus on our players, our coaches, the fans. I think the fans being engaged like this is absolutely wonderful. It's exciting. This is the first time in almost 20 years that there'll be a sellout. And I think that's something that's very special. That speaks to the volume of the enthusiasm that's always been here. It's just been tough getting everybody on the field to be able to, cheer for guys. And now it's going to happen. If I'm a player right now, this is something that they have never seen. And if you were a part of this football team for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, it's something you've never seen. So if you're not nervous, you're not alive.
You're also seeing a lot of alumni come back too. For you, again, having been here for the whole time, what does it mean to you see other guys come back?
I think it's wonderful to engage the past. There is a legacy here. There is a history here. So many of the guys here have been a part of it, and now they're more involved as far as the fans go, as far as the things that we're able to do, and to be able to get out and really say thank you to everybody.
What have the alums said to you over the years?
Do what?
What have the alums said to you over the years about the way the thing has been going?
They just wish they were more involved. I think a lot of the alumni felt like they wanted to be a part of it and really didn't feel like they were a part of it. For one reason or another, we didn't get a lot of guys here, but now there seems to be a very conscientious effort to get a lot of guys out, to be able to have an opportunity, like I say, bridge the gap of what we were and what everybody was excited about, of what we possibly could be going forward now. And so it's an honor to sort of to be that bridge going forward. I'm excited about what this football team can do. I'm excited about this football team. Now, obviously, it all revolves around the quarterback position. Not that I would humbly say that, but it really does. But the truth of the matter is, I think if Sam plays good, smart football, this football team's good enough to win a lot of football games.
It's like the big park in Los Angeles, whatever they call that, the theme park.
Disney World?
There you go, Disney World. Yeah, it's like Disney World. Yeah. What else?
What does it mean to see like the changes around here?
It's refreshing. The other group, you hardly ever saw them. They wouldn't give you extra money, put in your pocket. They might say hello, but I think this is going to be a new regime. I love it, and I hope all you guys going to love it. Maybe you guys going to get steak for a pre-game meal. That's what they tell us. Steak and lobster.
What did ownership mean to you back in the day as a player?
Well, Jack Kent Cook was a good owner. Dan Snyder, he liked the former players, but he didn't do things like this here. He didn't put money in your pocket. If you ain't putting no money in my pocket, I don't like it. I gotta go.
It's just really good to see the city with a lot better energy about it. The team doesn't have the distractions. The community is back together. I remember, like it was yesterday, 2012, when Alfred Morris ran for what felt like 5,000 yards against the Dallas Cowboys in a winner-go-home game at the end of the season, and I never felt FedEx Rock more than that day. And I think the fans are super excited about bringing that back. Playing meaningful football, but at the same time, also feeling good about your football team. So I'm excited about that for the team.
When did they start to reach out to you and want to get you back in the fold?
I got to really give a shout out to my guy, Tim Howell, former teammate. He's done an amazing job with his outreach, getting the alumni back involved. But it was early on in the process. I think when I tweeted out that I had $400 million in funds that are ready to come and be a part of the ownership group, that's when it started. And the group's been amazing. And I've got nothing but great things to say about them and the way they've gone about doing their business. So, like I said, excited about the future.
Being around the league for a while now and seeing all of it, how low had this thing gotten and how fast do you think could they get it back?
Yeah, I went from here to Cleveland, so it wasn't the greatest experience between the two. But then I had an opportunity to go to Baltimore. And the Baltimore Ravens have an identity. And I think that's something that the Washington Commanders have missed out on for a really long time. Play like a Raven means something. What does Washington have that means something like that? So when you say how low had it gotten, it was my experience in Baltimore that made me realize, hey, it's not like this everywhere in the NFL. And it starts from the top down. Steve Bisciotti is an amazing owner for the Baltimore Ravens. He's got a great head coach in John Harbaugh. And it all trickles downhill. So now that we have new ownership in place and the way they go about doing their business and rebuilding teams and connecting with the community, I think it's all going to trickle downhill, and that's what you're going to see from the team. So you see the investments in the stadium already and the improvements in the game day atmosphere. I think they understand what the city needs. And yes, they're fans, but they also know how to run the organization in the best way.
How did that promo video come about? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it gets pretty busy right around August for college football, NFL with ESPN. So they reached out and said, hey, can you fly up and do this intro video? We don't think there's anybody better suited to kind of do this video. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a struggle to get in and get out with the time constraints, but the editing team did an amazing job putting it all together. Eastern Motors, shout out to them for the car. And I think it turned out really, really well, more on the editing team than it was on me for sure.
When did you first see it?
Say it again?
When did you first get to see it?
Honestly, they kept it a secret. So I saw it maybe an hour before it went live, and I had no critiques. I thought it was they did a really good job piecing it together. Say it again?
Sam Howell. When did you take the hike video?
Oh, when did I tape it? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Sam Howell? Listen, man. Slinging Sammy Howell. This guy, I got a chance to cover him at UNC when he was in college. You see the beautiful deep ball. The one thing that people are kind of sleep on with Sam is his ability to use his legs. He was a great runner in high school, didn't have to run as much at North Carolina, but his senior year he did because he lost some of his offensive weapons. So I think with the talent around him, Sam Howell can flourish here and be the quarterback one. Give him time to develop and grow, but when you got players like Scary Terry and Jaha Dotson and your tight ends and the running backs, they're going to do what I call, I think you guys heard me say this, HBO. They're going to help a brother out. He's going to have an unbelievable unit around him. The defense is going to be strong. The defensive line is really playing to their potential now. So I think he just has to steer the ship, and don't be afraid to be Sam Howell. Don't try to be anybody else.
What were your emotions like when you came through the door in this role?
Say it again?
What were your emotions like when you came through the door in this sort of a role?
Oh, man, just gratitude, grateful. I think there's a reason that a lot of alumni stayed away, and we don't have to talk about that anymore. But now it's a fresh start. And to be able to come here today and see the reaction from the fans and talk to you guys again, which I haven't talked to you guys in a while, it feels like. Just really grateful to be back and get a chance to be a part of a team and a winning organization in this new role for me, obviously in TV, but also just being a supporter.
Is this your first time back in the stadium since your playing days?
Yeah. I haven't been back to a game other than the games that I had to play here with the Ravens and the Browns. So first time back. The fan reception's been amazing, and just goes to show you people in person, and that connection is still there with me in the city, and I'm excited about that.
Being here as a fan, as a supporter, that 2012 season was a rocket ship, right? Do you have any what might have been thoughts?
I mean, we all do, right? Yeah. Every fan at home is saying, what could have happened if I didn't get hurt? But at the end of the day, it was part of the journey. Everything I've been through has been part of the test, and you don't have a testimony without being tested. So I wouldn't take it back for anything. Everyone asked me would I rather have been drafted somewhere else? No, I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing today and have this testimony to share. So really grateful for the city. This team changed my life. Whatever way you want to look at that, by drafting me, they set up my family for life, and everything that happened here has made me a better person, a better player when I was playing, and a better man now. So I'm really thankful and grateful, and the only whataboutism is, what if I didn't get hurt? And I know every fan will have that feeling for the rest of their lives, and honestly, I don't blame them because I feel the same way.
Have you talked to Sam Howell?
Talking about the ownership group?
They ask for any kind of thoughts or advice about how to put together?
No, I mean, obviously, like raising funds, you wanna do that when you're trying to buy a team for $6 billion. But as far as advice goes, I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Josh Harris has rebuilt many organizations and in multiple sports. Magic Johnson's like, what, a 75-time world champion? So, I mean, Magic's been great. He's been a great mentor for me as well. Just being able to go under his wing and see all the things that he does and the way that he carries himself. It's been fun and enjoyable experience for me, just getting to know them. And like I said, I'm just here to try to help and aid the team in whatever way possible. They don't need advice from me. You know what I mean? I'm a 33-year-old kid. These are grown men with a lot more money than I have, and I'm just trying to be an asset.
You have this unique perspective where playing relationship with past ownership, relationship with the alums. I just wonder what you think is possible for you.
Man, I'm not the only guy that's been brought back when you talk about alums. Champ Bailey's back, Rigo's back. This is becoming a more inclusive environment for all the players to come back and feel comfortable being back. I know I talked to many alumni and they just didn't feel comfortable coming back to games and supporting the team in any kind of way because of everything that had happened, whether it was individually like myself or it was just with the team and all the things that were going on. So when you talk about that, the fact that they've been so great at kind of offering the olive branch to bring everyone back, it just kind of shows you how they're going to embrace the community, how they're going to embrace this team, and what they know they have to do. Of course, I know everybody still wants the name to go back, and that's still a big issue, but for this ownership group, they can only look forward and try to do right by the fans now. They can't make up for everything that happened in the past.
What do you think of the new name, Commanders?
The Commanders? Yeah, I mean, got people calling them the Commies, the Commodores, but at the end of the day, if they win, no one will care about the name. All we want is a winner, and I think that the fans deserve that, and I think Josh Harris is going to give it to them.
As an analyst, what do you think of their potential this year?
Yeah, like I told them, I think defensively, this team, it has to start there. You know, you've got to shut down the run. You got to get the ball back to Sam Howell and give him opportunities to continue to grow. You don't ever want to be down in the game 21-0 and asking Sam Howell to go throw the ball 45 times. So I think it's big on the defense to make sure they show up just like they did last year, be a top 5 defense, and Sam's going to get the ball to his guys. They're too talented not to allow him to do that, and I think you'll see some fireworks with him running the football. That'll, bring back old memories for a lot of people, but at the same time, he'll be playing winning football. So I think the sky's the limit for this team. Are they better than the Eagles? Personnel-wise, no. Are they better than the Cowboys? Yes, right? But at the end of the day, this division is going to be a very tough one. I could see all 4 teams potentially being in contention when we get to December. And I think Sam Howell's going to shock a lot of people.
Really do appreciate them coming out. We got to be a better football team for them, though. We had some opportunities that we didn't take care of the ball the way we should have, but we will be better. And I really do appreciate the fans coming. I really do. And I also want to acknowledge that it was great to see John Riggins in the stands. It really was. That was a really cool moment, and I really appreciate him being there. But with that, what do you got?
Well, first, playing off what you just said about the team, obviously you got the win. You want to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
But you sound disappointed about how things maybe unfolded.
I am, because we had opportunities. I mean, our guys, they've been working hard, they've been practicing hard, they've been getting better, and for us to make those kind of mistakes, that was disappointing. And I know we are all disappointed, but we're all thrilled. Believe me, I'm happy as hell we won. I really am. But we got to play better. We really do, because again, we've worked hard, we've done the things the right way, but details we got to be better with those.
And then with all that's been going on here, the sale and everything, what this day meant, what did this day ultimately mean to you guys? And I guess did Josh get another game ball?
Yes, he did. He got his, as will all the other owners. They got their first victory, the first one that during the regular season, and it's something to remember. It really is. It was a hard-fought game. It's a heck of a young football team over there that's scrappy, and I promise you that they're going to give a lot more teams some trouble. But again, I'm just, like I said, I'm thrilled. I really am.
What did you make of Sam Howell's performance?
He had his moments. And again, we're going to watch the rest of the tape, and we're going to take a look at some things, and we'll evaluate it off of the tape and get a chance to talk with him.
The defensive line in the second half, Montez Sweat and Deron Payne, what did you make of their play? And did you feel like those guys were the ones that kind of brought you back in it?
I think the unit did. I really do. I thought the way the unit played as a whole on defense, I thought that was outstanding. I really did. I mean, they played hard. They made plays when they had to. They gave us opportunities, created field position, put us in scoring position. I mean, did the things that you're going to do right now, because as a group that's been together, for the most part, 4th year in the system, so they're going to be a little bit ahead. They're going to carry us a little bit, and they know that. But our offense is going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work really hard, and EB will get right back at it. I know he will. And I promise you, this is just the beginning for us. We got a lot of growing to do.
That's you about the crowd.
Oh, I love the enthusiasm, the excitement. I heard their disappointment as well. Okay, and I respect that, obviously, because we have to do things better.
What stands out to you that needs to be better?
Well, we got to protect football, first of all. in some of our decision making. And again, just I'm going to get a chance to really take a look at the tape and just see the things that we need to focus on and get corrected.
Clearly there's some frustration here, but you look at that first half, obviously didn't go as you wanted, but the resiliency to kind of dig down in the second half to turn this game around, especially late in the third quarter, you were behind and you kind of flipped the game.
No, and that's one of the things that comes from the resilience of the way that they practice. I mean, this is something that our coaches have done. I mean, they've preached it, they've pushed our guys. We've had those practices where things just keep going and going, but yet they didn't quit. And that's one of the things that's really cool about it is these guys, they know, they really do. They believe in themselves, but we can't beat ourselves.
Sam was sacked 6 times in this game, maybe a combination of offensive line. Sam, what have you saw? Obviously you didn't see the tape, but from your view on kind of on the sidelines there.
That's exactly it. I'm going to wait till I see the tape before I draw any conclusions. I'm not going to indict anybody. We're going to go ahead and evaluate and look at things.
Coach, what was the mood and the message at halftime?
More than anything else is just, hey, we got to get going. We got to go out and make plays. And that was one of the things that we all talked about. We talked about going out there, bowing our necks, being resilient, and getting after it. And that's the thing that I think our guys really bought into, especially, when you look at the way the things happen on the defense. They're the veteran group, and they're the senior group, and they did. They bowed their neck. They had our team's back, and they did a hell of a job.
The Arizona Cardinals had 11 possessions. Your defense had either a sack or a tackle for loss or both sometimes on 10 of those 11 drives. How important is that for your success moving forward?
That's huge. I mean, because that gives us an opportunity to be successful. It really does. And those guys are, they're just kind of, solid guys. I mean, they get it. And as we grow and get better and better as a team, we'll see.
Ron, how did you think the secondary held up during the game?
I thought secondary had some great opportunities. They really did. They put themselves in position. Unfortunately, we dropped some interceptions. I mean, our guys, you could see them, anticipating, breaking on the ball, putting themselves in position to make those plays. And, we have a chance. We really do with those guys. It would have been great. I mean, I could see those balls, just unfortunately just ricocheting off us. But I really thought they held up. Again, I think what our coach has done with them has been a solid group. Last year you saw the growth at the beginning of the growth, and I think they've just continued it into this year. So hopefully we can continue to get better.
When you challenged, what did they say the ruling was when you challenged? Because the replay looked like he got to the 34.
Yeah, the explanation was they couldn't tell where the ball was in relation to his elbow being down. I thought the elbow was beyond and the ball was in the arm. But that's what I was told. There were a lot of good moments. I mean, you could see the excitement build. Our first score, you could see the way they really got after it. When the defense started to really pick things up in the third quarter, and you could feel that our defense was feeding off of that energy and just getting stop after stop and creating negative plays for them. And I think our guys really fed off of that energy. They really did.
Coach, on one of your final drives, you took over at the Arizona 22 after the second takeaway by Sweat. You guys went run, field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Was that just you're confident in the defense? If you got to 4, Arizona wasn't scoring a touchdown, did you think about a kill shot there to try to get a touchdown?
Yep, all those things were taken into consideration. At the end of the day, Coach Bieniemy decided to just keep it on the ground and grind it out. And I had no issue with it. I'd had no issue if he wanted to throw the ball. Again, I'll let our coordinators do the game, accordingly. If I have something to say, I'll most certainly tell them. But again, I trust our guys. They work their butts off and they do a hell of a job for us.
What do you think of the O-line today?
I think they had their moments. And again, when we evaluate the film, we'll get an opportunity to have a better feel for how things went.
All right, thanks, Coach. Last one. The sacks with Sam. Is some of that on him not getting it out? Is that?
Well, that'll be, we'll get an opportunity to take a look at the film and see what happens.
What do you think overall just of your performance?
Yeah, obviously I think offensively, we could have played a lot better. Just credit to our defense. Our defense kept making plays all day long and gave us a chance there at the end to, put some points up to give us the win. I just think offensively, we were moving the ball well, just turnovers, penalties, sacks, just a lot of things I think I can do better. But definitely a lot to clean up on the offensive side of the ball. So we're excited to go back in this week and watch the film and try to learn from it.
Sam, 2 plays, the strip sack fumble and then the touchdown run at the end. What happened on each of those plays?
Yeah, the strip sack fumble. I was just trying to, I felt some pressure up front, so I was just trying to spin out of it and break the pocket. And the guy kind of got me from behind. I wasn't expecting him to get me. But in that situation, backed up down there, I just got to make sure I protect the football. At the end of the day, throwing the ball away, you can live with that. So definitely got to do a better job. And then on the run, I kind of just went through my progression and didn't like what I saw. So just tried to, take it with my legs.
You said you felt like the offense could be better. What did you feel like was missing today?
Yeah, I just think too many mistakes. I think I had some mistakes for sure in the game, and I think everyone was kind of taking their turn of different mistakes. And I just think collectively as a group, we got to be better.
Do you feel like the offense could feed off the defense's momentum in the second half?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I think there was some situations where we would like to get points where we didn't. But yeah, they kept giving us a chance, kept giving us a really good field position. So yeah, we're thankful to have good defense.
Charles Leno just said in the locker room he loves you because it doesn't matter what just took place, you come right back and go, I don't care, let's keep going. Where does that come from?
Yeah, that's just how I was raised. Always, kind of have an even keel mentality. No matter what the result of the play was, it's always about what's next. That's kind of how I've been my whole entire life, and I'll continue to be that way.
And that late hit early on, did you get dinged up a little bit?
Yeah, he got me pretty good, but it didn't hurt or anything. I think the refs or someone called in and said they needed to check me out or something. But yeah, it's football. Things like that are going to happen. I was trying to get out of bounds to avoid that hit, but I kind of got slowed up. But yeah, it's just football.
Sam, they always talk about your ability to self-correct and also understand why maybe a play went wrong. What are some things that you learned, whether after the interception or any of the other plays that didn't go your way, that you can take going forward?
Yeah, I just think I could have played cleaner football. Obviously the turnover, trying to do too much in the pocket, and I think I could have thrown the ball away on some times. And I took too many sacks, and just trying to get the ball out quick and taking what the defense is giving me. It's hard to say right now until I go back and watch the film. But I'm just happy we got the win.
Plays for you stood out: the run, the touchdown to Brian Robinson. What did you see on those plays?
Yeah, the first touchdown to B-Rob, I kind of broke the pocket. And he did a good job of finding a lane, and I just saw a little lane where I could give him a ball. So those plays are things that we work on in practice, scramble drill and stuff off schedule. And I think that's a big part of this offense. So I was glad to see that today.
Sam, a couple questions about the mental side of things. Coming out of halftime, obviously the first half didn't go as well as you wanted to, and then the weather kind of picks up, being an interference. How do you, as a young leader, kind of focus in those moments and get your guys rallied together?
Yeah, obviously it's hard. We faced a lot of adversity, but just coming out of the second half, I thought in the first half we moved the ball well. We just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. So we knew we could come out and move the ball. Then it starts raining and stuff like that. Just a lot of things were in the way of our success. But me as a leader of this offense, we just gotta find a way to push through that stuff. And as long as we just do our job and not worry about anything else, then we'll be successful. So definitely would like to be better next week.
And then after the rushing touchdown, the celebration, the throwing of the ball, felt like there was maybe a little bit of a stress release in that effort. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was a tough game, and like I said, a lot of ups and downs. So to finally get in the end zone and get some points and take the lead was definitely a cool moment.
Sam, last year when you start kind of random out of nowhere, they're going to play. Now you are the guy. Did it feel any different? Did you notice anything different about just getting ready in the game itself?
Not really. I just think I had more time to prepare with my guys and more time to practice as the starter. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's much different. I try to go into every week. Even last year when I wasn't playing, I try to go into every week like I was a starter. So whenever I got that opportunity, I'd be ready to go.
Sam, even before the rain, how was the grip on the ball in this humidity?
Yeah, it was fine. Honestly, when it just rained and it's kind of humid, the grip on the ball can sometimes be really good. So I thought until it started raining, it was really good. And obviously I think we had one or two drives where it was really tough on us. But I just got to find a way to battle through that stuff.
Specifically, what happened on the interception?
Yeah, I think the ball got tipped. We had Jahan open, and I was trying to hit him, and the ball just got tipped. So unfortunate play for us, but that's just football.
Sam, you helped deliver the new ownership group its first win. How do you feel about the overall state of the franchise?
Yeah, it was awesome. I think just coming into FedEx Field today and feeling the energy and seeing the fans, they were awesome today. We have the best fans in the world, and just obviously there's a lot of momentum with Mr. Harris buying the team, and it's just such a great part of this organization. So we're just going to try to continue to keep getting wins on the field.